Okay, good morning, students. Today I will start the revision work of functions from Python functions. So let us discuss what is the exactly meaning of functions and why we use them. Okay, students, function. We know that in class plus one, we made the very small program, computer programs, Python programs, but these programs are in continuity from top to bottom. All these statements are there. The statement which come first will be executed first. But in in the case of good programming, we will have to divide our program into small modules or blocks, and these blocks are called functions. A function is a block of code which only run when we call them. Calling is called invoking, and a function is there are few or some benefits of Python functions. One is usability. Whenever we will use Python program or Python functions or any other functions in any other language, that provide us reusability. Reusability means using the code again and again. In place of writing the code, we can use the code again. Modularity. We divide the program into small parts. So these are two main advantages of. Number one is reusability, second is modularity. Python functions are of three types. Built-in functions. These functions are predefined. They does not require any type of module. For example, when we use the print statement, when we use input statement, these are predefined. These are we use them. We are not defining them. The second one is functions defined in modules. There are some functions which are defined in modules. For example, when we import math module, we can use sqrt, we can use trigonometry functions, we can use POW function, so many functions we can use. So these are declared inside modules. For example, if we import a random module, we can use the different random functions. Third type of functions are called user-defined functions. A functions which are declared by the user according to his or her requirement. Now look at here. I'm giving one example. Here, input and int functions. These are called inbuilt functions. But sqrt function is called function defined in module because we need math module for using that. For this, we will have to use math.sqrt because sqrt function is declared inside math module. Now, how we can define a function? So look at here, I am giving one example. Function is always start one keyword def. After def, we will have to give the function name. It is an identifier. For example, after that, bracket start, bracket close. Inside the brackets, we give parameters. For example, I give one parameter A, another B, another C. These are called parameters. Moreover, these are called formal parameters. After that, we will use colon. Then the body of function starts. So here, suppose total is equal to A plus B plus C, and then I print total. After that, the function close. So this is function. This is called function header. In function header, there are three things. Def keyword, it will indicate that we are going to create a function. Then function name, it is an identifier, it is a user defined name. So it follow the identifiers rules like can't start with number, can be start with underscore or alphabet like this. And after that, in brackets, we will give the parameters. These are called formal parameter, and this is called the body of a function. And before that, there is indentation. So these are important parts of function. And if function will not run or will not execute if we are not calling them. For example, I am saving the function, saving this program, and after that I run this program. So it will not give us result because function will not be executed if we are not calling them. This is called function calling. So I give one variable x is equal to 10. I take three variables, and this is called calling. Give the name of the function. Inside this, give the arguments. Arguments are also called formal actual parameter. Arguments are also called actual parameters. So I give here three variables. I save this and run. So there is a one error. I am checking the error. We spell here total look at here, total equal to 60. So the main advantage of function is reusability. It means even I can call this second time. Look at here, data I send 1, 2, 3. I run the program. Look at here, first time answer is 16, next time answer is 6. So functions provide us reusability. So this is called all about how we can declare a function and how we can invoke a function. Next is, there are some important parts of functions. We know that this is function header, this is def keyword, the function name, then in brackets we give parameters. These are called actual parameter. After that, this is body of the function. Before that, this is indentation, and this is called function calling. Inside the function calling, we use actual parameter, or these are also called arguments. Next is okay, students. Remember one thing: the actual parameter must be variable. So whenever we will make the program, show that here is a only variables, but the actual parameter may be variables, may be constant values, or maybe any type of calculations. Look at here. Look at here. Answer is here. So the arguments, it may be literals, it may be variables, it may be expression, but parameter must be variable. So next is one more thing. When we declare a function and after that we call the function, the number of arguments must be equal to number of parameter. Means actual parameter and formal parameter must be same. If we are giving less parameters and they are not matched with each other, it will generate error. For example, I call the function again and I send only one value. In place of three values, A, B, C, in place of three values, I am sending only one value. Look at here, error. So two required positional arguments missing. Now remember one thing, functions may be without parameter and without return type. Look at here, I declare a function sum. Inside sum I declare x and y and then print the value of x, y, and I call the function. This function has no parameters as well as it is not returning anything. Now look at here, another type of function, they receive parameters. At the time of calling them, we will have to send the value. We give two parameters, so there should be two arguments. One is 10, another is 20. And remember one thing, in case we are receiving two parameters x and y, there must be two values at the time of calling. So 10 and 20 will be there. It means the function with parameter and without return. Next is a function with parameter and with return type. Look at here, we are getting the data from the user from the calling x and y. After that we are returning the value. So here one variable is equal to sum 10, 20, 10 and 20 will be received by x and y, and then return 10 plus 20, that is 30 will be returned, and it will be go to the place where we invoke it. So the value of a variable will be for 30 and we display that on the screen. Fourth type of variable function, in which function without parameter but with the return type. Look at here, this function will not receive any parameter, but it will return us the value. So this is called a function without parameter but with a return type. So what is return type? It is a value that is returned by the user defined function to the calling side. So it will return a value. So return statement, remember one thing, return statement send back the value to the calling statement of the function. If function which is not return any value is called void function, VOID, void function. And remember one thing, void function is also called non-fruitful functions. And look at here, we are not returning in case it can be used by using two different methods. Use return statement without any value, or here another way is don't use return statement. So better way is don't use return statement. If you want to use return statement, it will be without any value. This is called void function. A function without any return value is called void function, and this is also called non-fruitful functions. But a function that return a value is called non-void function, and non-void function is also called a fruitful function. So here is when we use return statement, the return statement will return any value, and that type of function that returns a value is called a non-void function or fruitful function. So I have already discussed the parts of a function: function header, parameter, function body, indentation, function calling. These are the total 5 parts of a function: function header, parameters, function body, indentation, function calling. Next is this is again parts of functions. Now difference between parameters and arguments. Okay, students, remember one thing: at the type in function header we declare parameters, but in function calling we declare arguments. Arguments now different between arguments and parameters. Parameters are defined in function headers, but arguments are given in function calling. Arguments, are also called formal parameters, but arguments are also called actual parameter. Third difference: in arguments we can give literals, we can give variables, we can give expression, but in the case of parameters we can give only variables. This is the difference. Next is passing parameter. When we pass the parameters, there are 3 types: positional, keyword, default, and variable length arguments. So let us discuss these in detail. Now look at here. When we call the function, we send x, y, z. The x will be received in first element, that is A. Value of y will be received by B. Value of z will be received by C. So this is according to the position. That is why it is called positional arguments. So here x, y, z, we are using A, B, C. According to the position, they are getting the value. So here A, B, C are called positional arguments. They are getting the value according to the position. Now next is, so look at here, in a positional parameter takes the value from the argument on the basis of positions. So 10 will be received by A, 20 will be received by B. So this is called positional argument or required argument. Required arguments are those arguments which are compulsory. It means in this program, at the time of function calling, I need 2 values, exactly 2 values, not less than 2, not more than 2. Now next is keywords. keyword or named argument. In my program, I give the value ABC. Here I can give, look at here, B is equal to X, C is equal to Y, and A is equal to X. So this is according to my desire. It is not according to the position of the variables. So here A will receive the value of third variable, not variable first variable. It will not take variable of X. So it will take the value of a variable G. So here we will take the value of X. It will not take the value of C. So according to my choice, according to the choice of user, the the parameter receive the value. So this is called keyword or named argument. This provides us facility to change the order of arguments in the function call. So user has complete control and flexibility over the value sent as arguments. So next is variable length arguments. So one thing which I have already discussed, in this variable function, I need three values.
चल उठ जा हाथ से निकाल से मन लगती यार
In this program, I need three variables. If we are sending less variable, there will be error. Look at here. In place of three variables, I am sending only two arguments, two parameters. I run the program. Oh, there is an error. So now, what is the solution? There is a one solution that is called variable length argument. In this type, here I give here star n, star a. So star here it will take number of values, no any limit there. So after that I print that so here I take two, I'm sending only two values. Look at here. So values are 10 and 20. If we send three values, there is no any problem. It is accepting three values. So this is called variable length argument. And how we can assess these values? No any issue better here? I can add these values I0 plus, A0 plus A1 plus A2 because these are tuple. These are saved in tuple. So answer is 16. So according to the desire of the student, the user, the function is accepting the parameter. So there is no any limit. Look at here, we can also make a function like this for I in range length of A, and then I display print A of I. So look at here, I run the program. We are sending three values are displayed. I'm sending only two values, two values will be displayed. I send here Total 5 values. So this is called variable length arguments. Now next is default value. A default value is a value that is not given. Some if we give the suppose we have three formal parameters and we are giving only two arguments, there will be error. But in case we are not sending the value, a value is automatically assigned to a variable is called default value. Look at here. Look at here. If we are giving three values, then there isn't any problem. But I give here C is 100 and we are not sending the value, so it will take 100. A will be 10, then B will be 20 and value C is 100, so it is 130. But if we provide the value, the default value will be ignored, so it will be totally ignored. It will take the value sent by the user. Let's look at a 60, 10, 20, 30, 100 will here it will C will be not equal to 100, it will be equal to 30. But remember one thing, there are some rules regarding default value. If I give the default value to A, then I will have to give the value default value to B as well as default value to C. It means all the variables to the uh, right side of the variable whose we provide the default value must have default values. Suppose we are giving default value to B, then we will have to give the default value to C, otherwise it will generate error. Look at here. So this is all about default value. A default value is provided to a particular parameter, so now argument associated with that parameter become optional. If user does not provide value, then default value is assigned. But if user provide the value, then the default value will be ignored. So this is all about the default value. So if you have any doubt, you can raise your hands. If you have any doubt, raise your hands. So look at here, this is the default value rules. So if any parameter can't have a default value unless all the parameter appearing on the right side having their default values. This is the golden rule for default values. Now remember one thing, variables are of two types, local variable, global variable. A variable declared inside a function is called local variable and its accessibility is within the function only. But a variable that is declared outside the functions is called global variable, and the accessibility of global variable is throughout the program. It means we can use it in the function inside, we can use outside the function, anywhere I can use the global variable. Look at here. I declare one variable x is equal to 10 and here y is equal to 20. Here x is a global. I can use it inside the function. I can use it outside the function. Anywhere. This is global. But here y is a local variable. We can use inside the function, but I can't use it outside the function. You can hear. There will be error. Remember one thing. So this is all about local variable, global variable. Now global keyword. Sometimes the local variable, we declare one variable inside a function that is a local variable. Its accessibility is within the function only. But by using global, we can make that variable behave just like a global variable. We can use it outside the function. Look at here. I use here global y. Now it is declared inside the function, but its behavior is just like a global variable we can use outside the function. So there is no any error. 22 times 20 will be displayed. One is inside the function, another is outside the function.